Hello everybody, I hope you are doing well today. Today we're going to be adding and subtracting polynomials, so let's get this started. So first thing that is really important to know when you're adding and subtracting polynomials is the fact that you can only add and subtract like terms. So before we actually start talking about this problem, let's just talk about what like terms are real quick. So like terms, so maybe something like this. You have 1x plus 2x minus 8x plus 5x. These are all the same type of terms, so you're allowed just to add and subtract them. If I have 1x and 2x, if I do this part, I get 3x. And then if I have 3x and I subtract it from 8x, then I have negative 5x. Then I take this and I add 5x, and now I have 0x, which is just 0. So this is as an example. You have x's, and you're just adding and subtract them, and in this example, we ended up with 0 because all the x's cross each other out. Another example is x squared plus x minus 3x squared plus 6x plus 5. Look for like terms. X squared is similar to negative 3x squared, and x is similar to plus 6x. And then on its own, you have a plus 5. There is no other constant, so that plus 5 will just stay the same. So when we end up doing this math, also recall that x squared is really just 1x squared. So if I have 1x squared and I subtract 3x squared, I have negative 2x squared. When I do 1x and I add 6x, I get 7x. And then I just copy that 5 because that is all that I had right there. So now, when we go up and we start doing problems that involve adding, all we do is we rewrite it. So that's 3x minus 4 plus x squared minus x plus 5. Notice how the plus sign in the middle doesn't change the sign of anything to the right. So we'll keep it just the same. Then we will do our fun highlighting. There's only 1x squared, so that's by itself. We have two terms that have an x term. And then we have two constants. And then we go in descending order. So we start with the highest degree. So we're going to write x squared. And then we're going to do 3x minus x, which is a positive 2x. And then we're going to do negative 4 plus 5, which is a positive 1. And then we are finished. And that is our final answer. For this next example, you should notice that we have a negative sign. And when we write polynomials and we're subtracting, we are saying that this negative is going to affect both terms on the right. So I just use arrows to indicate that this negative 1 is going to affect the signs of everything to the right. So I am left with x squared minus x plus 5. I hope you notice that the first term stayed the same. I'm going to subtract 3x. Then I'm going to add 4, because remember, my blue minus sign changes the sign of everything to the right. Then we're going to start highlighting, starting with the highest term, which is an x squared. I see that there's no other x squares, so that's going to be cool. Then I see two terms that have a degree of 1. And then I see two constants. And once again, the color coding is really good at the beginning, especially at the beginning when you just want to get comfortable. But from there, you just start to look at it and figure it out. Negative x minus 3x, that's negative 4x. 5 plus 4, that's 9. And then you get x squared minus 4x plus 9, and we are happy. Last example, this time I gave you 3 terms. Oh, what do we do with 3 terms? Well, all we do is first look at the first 2 terms, and we see that it's just an addition sign in between. So we know we're allowed to just write it exactly the same way as we see it. That's why nothing to the right of the plus sign, which is x plus 2, changed in sign. But when we see this negative sign here, we know that will affect everything to the right. So we're going to get a minus x squared, a positive x, and a negative 5. Then we start our highlighting fest. There's only one square term. We have several x's in this problem and several constants in this problem. It's really important to check your work while doing this because it's just easy to make mistakes. So when I see this, I see I have a negative x squared. So that's what I'm going to begin with. Then I have 3x plus x, which is 4x, 4x plus x, which is 5x. Then I have negative 4 plus 2, which is negative 2. Then I have negative 2 minus 5, which is minus 7. And negative 4 plus 2, once again, it's double check, negative 2. Negative 2 minus 5, negative 7. All right, I am happy. That is it for adding and subtracting polynomials.